Kutai Barat is a regency in East Borneo that was established only 20 years ago. The administrative center of this young regency is Barong Tongkok. Customarily, Barong Tongkok belongs to Tonyoy Dayak tribe, but there are 5 other ethnics with whom the Tonyoy share this regency as their indigenous land. Those 6 ethnics are represented here in Sendawar Cultural Park, with one traditional longhouse for each ethnic. The Slamin, or longhouse, represents the Malay. Those who identified as Malay are Kutai people, who had accepted Malay culture as their own, along with Islam as their religion. From this ethnic did this regency get her name. 5 other ethnics are all Dayaks. Dayak Kenyah, Auheng, Bahau, Tonyoy, which is better known as Tunjung, and Penuak. Among the 6 ethnics in the regency, Penuak is the largest in number. Traditionally, the Penuak inhabit several areas of East Borneo province and some parts of central Borneo. Those 6 tribes speak their own languages, but for neighboring tribes, like Tonyo and Penuak, this does not necessarily mean to be a communication barrier. The Dayaks in general have the ability to use the languages of their neighboring tribes. Despite the difference in language, the Tonyo and the Penuak are bonded by a common custom and culture. This makes them think of themselves as one socio-cultural entity, the Tonyoy Penuak. The traditional belief of Tonyoy Penuak was somehow originated from Kaharingan, the belief of Dayak tribes in central Borneo. This old belief is still widely accepted, though the majority of the Tonyoy Penuak have now accepted Christianity. This wooden coffin with the symbol of Golkar political party on its side is the final resting place for the remaining skeleton after being unearthed from the previous grave. Moving the skeleton to a new grave is a part of ancient belief which is still practiced today. This is the ultimate way for Tonyoy and Penuak to pay homage to their ancestors. The ancestors of these 2 tribes used to live as farmers and forest gatherers. Now, farming is still the major occupation of these people. But the forest livelihood is widely abandoned, though not completely.
Sudah begini, tarik, kan kaget. Begini dia nyantol sini, kan ini. Papan ini nyangkut sini kan, posisi ini kan kayak gini. Ini keras betul, nyantol sini.
The forest provided the ancestors of Penuak with Doyo plant, which enabled them to produce a traditional product which is not known to most Dayak tribes, a woven cloth. The cloth made from fibers of this plant is called ulap doyo. The ancestors of Penuak had also developed knowledge in astronomy and astrology. This ketikak board was used as agricultural calendar as well as a mean to read the omens of the days. Just like any other Dayak tribes, the ancestors of Tonyoy Penuak were excellent blacksmiths. Their precious legacy is the mandau, once used by Dayak warriors to raid their neighboring tribes, and by Kayau, the notorious headhunters. Mandau, though may looks alike, differs from common parang, which is used for daily works. This mandau belongs to Laden's wife, who is the 5th generation to keep this family heirloom. According to the family tale, this was made from iron rocks and is believed to have taken lives.
Ganggangnya 2 kali ganti. Ini yang pertama rusak baru diganti ini. Ini tingkat datok. Ganggangnya. Ini ukirannya kepala naga. Artinya lambang Dayak Benua kan 3 kepalanya. Artinya ikat merah ini lambang Dayak. Orang Dayak merah. Kalau orang Kutai kuning dia.
Oh gitu.
Ya, kalau orang Benua Dayak merah.
The modernity does not spare the Tonyoi Penuak. The change is inevitable, but someone has to stand up, not to give up the noble values of the past to the change.
Kan kalau kita dari Senduan, Kecamatan Ngagan sudah mulai tahun 2013 sudah jalan. Jadi di kabupaten ini, se-Kabupaten Bubar ini ada 4 sekolah adat.
Kerajinan bahasa kan, itu intinya mengenal jati dirinya, lingkungannya sebagai bagian dari masyarakat adat. Jadi mewarisi tradisi nenek moyang dari zaman dulu, tradisinya, budayanya, seni. Jadi beberapa permainan tradisional dan alat-alat yang dipakai orang tua dulu untuk mempertahankan hidup. Itu beberapa dari kegiatan sekolah adat yang ada di Kota Baru. Sejauh ini baru koordinasi aja, baru koordinasi dengan Dinas Pendidikan, tetapi untuk kurikulumnya belum tersusun, artinya belum dimasukkan dalam kurikulum sekolah. Jadi dia masih pendidikan luar sekolah. Jadi ini dibentuk oleh perempuan adat dari Aliansi Masyarakat Adat Nusantara. Itu mulai usia SD, yang rata-rata sih SD sampai SMA. Untuk pembelajaran sekolah adat itu tidak ditentukan tempatnya. Jadi kumpul dulu di depan balai adat. Nah setelah itu kita berangkat ke sungai atau ke danau atau ke hutan juga. Jadi di hutan itu belajarnya teknik bagaimana orang tua dulu berburu dengan membawa anjing, membawa sumpit, ya, senjata tradisionalnya. Kalau ke sungai itu memancing, menangguk ikan, ke danau juga menangguk ikan. Jadi mereka tahu nenek moyang saya dulu begini cara mempertahankan hidupnya, dan itu juga selaras untuk melestarikan lingkungan. Jadi nggak merusak lingkungan.
It is good to have someone like Sally Ani to pass the noble values of their ancestors to the future generations. Though, with expanding coal mining and palm plantations in their land, the future generations of these people will obviously have much less than what they do have today. Less forest, less games to hunt, and less fish to catch.